Jerushah, who happens to be the granddaughter of Billy Graham.
Yeah.
That's surreal to say. I never met a descendant before. Descendant? Is that how you say that? Sounds like it's generations away now, doesn't it? That's so cool. Yeah, well, she's like 22. And if not, you look like you are.
Oh, thank you. Thank
yes. The granddaughter of Billy Graham, 96 years old this week.
Yes, on Friday.
How are you guys going to celebrate?
He wants nothing to do with anything that has any attention on him. So last year we did the big 95th celebration, and I think that was enough, to carry him probably through to the end of his life for him.
Yeah.
So, other than family going to see him at his home up in Asheville, probably not much.
Are you headed that way?
I probably will not go on Friday, but I'll be up there in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Wow. And you go up there quite regularly, don't you, with your kids?
We do. We are fortunate enough to only live, about an hour away. And so it's easy to just go and pop in for a couple of hours and just spend some time with him. So really fortunate to be able to be up here near him. Even when we lived in South Florida, he came down and visited us pretty regularly because he loved the warm weather. So I've been pretty fortunate to always, have him around.
You call him Daddy Bill, right?
Daddy Bill, yes.
How did that come about?
I think my grandmother actually chose it. Her name that she chose for the grandkids to call her was Tete because it meant old lady in Chinese, which is what, that was just kind of her sense of humor. And so, he needed an equally charming name to go with hers. And so they just chose Daddy Bill, and it stuck.
Wow. Well, this week they're launching a new film, Heaven.
They are.
The Billy Graham Evangelistic Association. And we've got a trailer that we can show for those folks that are watching us on video right now. But it's a really powerful movie. Have you had a chance to see it yet?
I did. I just watched it last week. And, because my personal connection, the second it started and his voice came in, especially because he opens it up talking about his family and his grandkids. For me, I can't, even when you were showing the clip, it's hard for me not to cry. Just hearing his voice and seeing the older clips of him. And this was just his dream to try to get another message out, and he was too old to actually do it anywhere live, and so they did these films, and this is what he's about. That's all his birthday wishes.
And this is never before released messages from Billy Graham. So let's listen to one of those right now.
I've had this home for many years, and I've had a wonderful family that God has given me, and my wife. And as I think back over the years, I'm in a state of thankfulness.
Such a stunning resemblance between you and your grandmother, Ruth. I had never noticed, seeing you guys side by side, but wow, Jerushah.
Yeah, there is.
And so what's that like, hearing him talk about the family and especially the grandkids and knowing that's you that he's talking about?
Well, he's always just been such a typical, to me, hands-on grandfather, that it's just so endearing. He is just the sweetest, most precious man. And when you go see him, he'll just hold my hand and say, I love you, you're so beautiful. He's just the most gentle, kindest man that I've ever been around. And so when I hear that voice, it just instantly brings back, just the way that he talks to me when I'm sitting by his bed and he's holding my hand.
What is your first memory of him?
Oh, golly, that's a good question. I would say every year he came down to our house between Thanksgiving and Christmas because he loved the warm weather. And so he would be with us every Thanksgiving. And we would, have meals. Morrison's Cafeteria was his favorite restaurant.
Get out, really?
No, it was.
I worked at one.
Did you really?
That would be surreal, serving Billy Graham at the cafeteria.
And he always wanted, that's always where he wanted to go. And ours happened to be in the mall, so it had lots of people everywhere. And people were stop and be like, is that Billy Graham eating in Morrison's Cafeteria? But so those are probably my memories of him taking us out. And he would take me on dates, just the two of us, and he would call them dates and tell me I was his favorite grandchild. And then we found out over the years that I think he had said that to everybody.
Every grandchild. Absolutely.
That's awesome. And of course, this new movie is called Heaven. Yeah. And, he's very open about the fact that he knows that his time on earth is limited. Yeah. And I love towards the end where he, of course, takes the opportunity to talk about that.
Some of my closest friends and relatives and especially my wife, already in heaven. And because of the hope we have in Jesus, we can all be in heaven someday forever. But first, there must be a decision here.
Wow. He's 96 on Friday.
He is on
but,
Friday.
But he's not retired, is he?
Oh, no, never, never.
Still going strong and making sure that everybody knows about Jesus, and he's always pointing his life towards Jesus Christ.
He really is. If everybody asks, what is his birthday wish, and his birthday wish is that people would tune into this and that people would hear the gospel.
Wow. Wow. And Jerushah, earlier this year, you came out with a book, Thank You, Billy Graham, a tribute to the life and ministry of Billy Graham. Can you talk really quickly about that and what that has meant for you and your relationship with your grandfather?
Yeah, sure. Just growing up as the grandchild of somebody like Billy Graham, you hear stories everywhere you go. I mean, the grocery store, right after I had one of my babies, the doctor popped back in and told a story of, of how my grandfather affected his life. And so after, a couple years of this, we thought we really need to be collecting these stories. They're amazing. And so we did, me and two of my brothers just started collecting these stories on a website, thinking that that's where it would stay. And it actually got turned into a book. And it was so meaningful to me because I was the one of the three of us who had to read through all the stories and edit all of them. And just read these stories and think, this is my legacy, and this is what, this is my grandfather these people are talking about. Because you don't see that side of him as much, because to me, he's Daddy Bill. And so to be able to see that and be a part of it and just recognize what a legacy he has and that I'm part of that was really, it was amazing.
Jerushah, thank you for the time this morning.
Of course.
Her brother, by the way, is Tillian. How do you say the last name?
Tullian Chivigian.
I even butchered the first name. Good. No, I saw him speak earlier this year, and I was amazed.
Yeah, he's a great communicator.
Absolutely. And you are too.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you for the time. Really
course.
appreciate that.
Thanks, Rob.
You'll see more about this online, by the way, at hisradio.com when you see the video replay page in just a little bit.